welcome to the Hutchison House Reacts. We don't know what they are, but I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I know puns are really annoying for some people, but I love puns. They keep saying they don't know what they are. The drones in the sky. A lot of people in New Jersey have said that they've spotted them. I'm in Denver, Colorado. People say that they spot them here in Denver, in Boulder, in Glendale, Colorado. I see them on Nextdoor, my favorite app, and the Ring app. I'm going to show you one of the Nextdoor posts. And this one wasn't as good of the drone, but instead it's like a shooting flame of fire, which is also very comforting. Let me tell you something. My brother actually worked for the news for a long time for a local news station. He was a cinematographer, videographer, I guess you call it, videographer and editor. Actually won an Emmy. Wish he would edit my videos. But anyway, nonetheless, to have a drone, you have to have a license to do it legally. When I had my brick and mortar, I was like, it would be so cool if you would do some drone footage over my studio. And he's like, well, Leah, you got to get permits. You have to do this. You have to do that. There's all these legalities. But I guess not, according to the government. I mean, they don't even know what these things are, they say. And they could be commercial. They could be not. Who cares that they're in flight patterns? And some of them are as big as Suburbans, and they don't know what they are. A better bet is if they just straight up lied. They're lying anyway. But if they're really trying to keep us safe, just lie and assure us that we're safe. Because they don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try not to keep hammering home that joke, but I can't help it. We gotta laugh about this stuff. Trump can't get in office fast enough because Trump says, just shoot them down. If we don't know what they are, shoot them down. If they're in the flight patterns, hello, we need to know what's in the sky. The government is lying, clearly, but let's tune in and hear what's really being said about the lies. It's just absolutely ridiculous. First of all, I want you to watch how this guy, right off the bat, this guy is supposed to be protecting us. It feels like a breakup. It feels like this is a guy that you just confronted about cheating on you because you have actual footage of him cheating on you. And then he says to you, no, I would never do that. No, it reminds me of that Chevy Chase scene. I'm going to age myself here. Most people don't even know who that is. But if you ever watched, what was it, Vacation? And Christy Brinkley, that's also, she's above my age, still looks great. But it was a funny movie called Vacation. Chevy Chase was in it. Look it up. And there's a scene where he's on a trip with his family. They're at a hotel, and Christy Brinkley, who was a gorgeous supermodel at the time in the 80s, right? She was skinny dipping. And if you don't know what that is, that means she was naked swimming in the pool at the hotel. And Chevy Chase jumps in and he's swimming with her. And then his wife sees from up above that he was swimming with her, and she gets very hurt and offended, of course. And so when he comes back upstairs, she says, do you think that she's pretty? This gorgeous supermodel. Do you think she's pretty? He goes, no, she's ugly. No. That's what you're going to hear from Kirby. Let's hear it.
White House National Security Communications Advisor and Assistant to the President. John, good to have you with us. What do you make of the reaction? A lot of people were unhappy with that comment that you made yesterday and felt like you were, telling people that they were nuts or that they didn't know what they were seeing with their own eyes.
No, not at all, Martha. That's the farthest thing that I would ever do. I was simply reiterating what the FBI and what the Department of Homeland Security have relayed to us about what they've been able to corroborate. And we haven't been able to corroborate everything. I said many of the corroborated sightings have turned out to be piloted aircraft. I didn't say all of them. And what I said was those are the ones we were able to corroborate. There's certainly ones that we have not been able to, and we don't know the answer to it. And I strongly recommend that for folks that are seeing these things and documenting them to share that as they can with Department of Homeland Security and the FBI.
All right, well, let's do that. Let's share it with you right now. Let's put up this photo. This is the close-up one. Here we go. This is in Bernardsville, New Jersey. So, John, are you able to see this photo?
No, ma'am.
You don't have a monitor there?
No, actually, I turned the monitor off. It distracts me, so I didn't see
all
it.
right.
I'm sorry.
Well, you'll have to take a look at it after, but I can describe it to you. It is large. It has a white bar that goes through the middle. The right-hand side is half lit up white on the top and red on the bottom. The other side is green. So what would that, you're a former.
I just have to stop for a moment. No, I wouldn't be watching the actual monitor of the drone that we're talking about, because then I'd actually know what you're talking about. And I don't want to know what you're talking about because it's easier to lie that way. What in the world is this guy talking about? Look at what he made her explain what we're looking at. Okay. I cannot wait till Trump gets in office and gets some of these turkeys out of here. I mean, really, this is just absurd. We are in the stupidest movie right now. If we were watching this as a movie, we'd be like, this is the dumbest script I've ever seen and heard, ever.
Former military person yourself. You're an admiral. You're the White House National Security Communications Advisor. I'm sure you have seen some of these images. So what is that we're looking at?
It's difficult for me to tell you, Martha. We don't really know. It is possible that some of these things could be commercial drones, developed for commercial purposes. It's possible that they could be owned by private citizens.
But why don't we know, John? That's the point. Why doesn't the United States government know? It seems silly. I mean, it feels a lot like the Chinese spy balloon. It was like, oh, we don't know. It's not a problem. Then go all the way across the country. And we kept hearing, we're not really sure where it came from until we saw it popped and, floated down over the ocean.
That's not quite how it went. We were pretty honest with the American people that we knew it was Chinese and we knew that where it was going to go. And we were pretty comfortable given the analysis that it's going to be an intelligence threat by it. And we shot it down once it was over safe waters and wasn't going to hurt it.
Okay, this totally reminds me of the Cheater McCheaterson. I remember I dated this guy one time, and one of the first dates we went on, I was like, "Are you dating anyone?" He was like, "No, I haven't dated anybody in years." And I went to coffee with somebody a while back, but nothing serious, and I haven't met anybody. And then we started dating for a couple months, and he said, "Well, you had to know I was dating people." I said, "Oh, because of the conversation when you said that you weren't dating anybody? That's the conversation. Oh, I should have known you were lying, of course." This guy is such a turkey. Come on. Oh my God, what a jokester. Look at him. Oh Lord. Okay, let's watch him gaslight all of us and Martha. God bless America.
Anybody, but back to this. Why don't we know? I wish I could tell you exactly why we don't have an answer for you here in the afternoon on the 13th of December, but I can tell you that we are working on it very, very hard to know, because we want to answer those questions the same as those folks in New Jersey want answers to them. And we are working on this very, very hard. We are now applying. There was an interagency conversation this morning about this topic where we have now decided to employ some additional technology to New Jersey and some additional personnel to try to get a better sense of what these things are. And as I said yesterday, Martha, as soon as we know, we're going to.
No, I hear you. This is shocking. I got to tell you, this is shocking. Okay. And I'm not the only person who feels this way. This was happening at Langley a month ago. Okay. These people are not crazy. They're seeing these things with their own eyes. This is not normal behavior. They are not planes that are coming in one direction and they're heading into Newark Airport and then they're landing. Okay. We spend $824 billion on defense. We have the greatest intelligent capability in the world. So how can you stand there and say to the country right now, gosh darn, we just don't know what these are?
Because I'm not going to lie to you or to the American people. And I'm not going to say we know something when we don't. And we would never, ever stoop to think that an American citizen was crazy or nuts because of what they're seeing and what they're documenting. We're taking that imagery seriously and we're doing the best we can to analyze it. And we encourage people to come forward if they have additional sightings and imagery. We want to do the best we can to triangulate it. But gosh darn, if I'm going to stand up here and make up stuff that I don't know to be true.
We don't want you to make up anything. Do you know and you can't say? Can you tell me that?
No, I'm telling you, Martha, I'm telling you, we.
He even used a narcissist term, triangulate. Okay, if you haven't had the pleasure of having narcissistic exposure, we'll say, which you have, because if you're a United States citizen, you have been exposed to that for the last 4 years. But what it is when triangulate is when you take two people and they gang up against you, or two groups and they gang up against you to gaslight you. They're like, we're triangulating this thing as best we can. I mean, that is hysterical. This guy is a turkey, and Martha is on fire. Martha, you are on fire in your green top. Can't say so much about my turtleneck, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. Okay. I can hardly stand this. We spend so much money. We don't know what it is. If I flew a plane outside of my window right now, I would probably get arrested, but they don't know what it is. They're doing their best, you guys. They're doing their best. They just don't know. I'm sorry. I did it again. I know. There's a comedy rule of 3. You can only do a joke 3 times. Some people will say, with puns, don't do it at all. Okay, Leah? Don't do them at all. Well, I did it. It's too late.
Don't
You
know
don't know.
every we
All right,
don't
let
we
me
can't
ask you this.
corroborate every single sighting. Some of them we have, not all of them, and we're working hard to do that. We know people are afraid of it. We know people have concerns. We have those same
Sure.
concerns.
Yeah, because
But
they're
what I
flying over
can
your
tell you-
house, and it sounds
Of
like there are
course.
motorcycles landing on your roof.
Of
So
course.
let me ask you this. One, person who watched this online said they think it's a Pterodynamics Transwing Drone XP4, which is being developed by the U.S. Navy as a recon and logistics drone capable of picking up and dropping off packages between land and moving ships in high seas and winds. They're suggesting it's an American company. We asked the company. They said we can't speculate on the origin of the drones that are flying over New Jersey. So is that an avenue that has been inspected? Is this a private company that is practicing something? And what wouldn't they have to clear something with somebody to have this kind of activity?
It could very well be, as I said, these could be commercially developed drones of some kind.
Why not just take one down and figure out what's going on?
Well, the idea of taking something down, again, you want to worry about public safety. First of all, we don't have enough conclusions to take that kind of a policy action. But let's just assume for a minute, Martha, that, you're not going to want to shoot something down where it could hit somebody's house or hurt somebody.
Well, the Coast Guard says that there are 30 of them following one of their ships in the ocean. So would that work?
Again, we have to develop the policy options based on what we know we're dealing with here, and we just don't know enough.
Fireworks in Colorado are not legal. Okay, if you shoot off fireworks in the state of Colorado, you can get arrested. But you're telling me that you can fly a drone the size of a Suburban. Some of these are noted to be the size of a Suburban. You can fly that. That's fine. We don't know what it is, and it's no problem. It could fly into buildings. This is absolute insanity. So this goes on, and Martha is doing a great job. I don't know how you can even have the patience. The guy can't even look at what we're looking at. He's like, I don't know what we're looking at because I'm not looking at it. Oh, Martha, you want to go out to dinner? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. These people are expert con artists. It is nuts. And he's happy about it. Look at his behavior. He's happy. Should we watch one more second? Let's just see if he tells us one more time that he doesn't know what it is. I didn't do the pun that time. You're welcome.
Take those kinds of actions. But my goodness, we're going to do everything we can to find out, and we're going to share as much as we can. I understand it's frustrating for folks.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for us. We want to know as well.
What does President Biden say about it?
He also has tasked the team to look into this and to be energetic in doing it, to try to get answers. He saw some of these images yesterday. He has talked to his team, including his top leaders, including at the Defense Department.
And Have you called in AI experts, or said, why don't we ask Elon Musk what he thinks, or brought in outside experts?
We're working really hard right now inside in the interagency, and certainly supporting the FBI and DHS as they investigate this. And if we need to have additional conversations with people outside the lifelines, we certainly will do that. But I want to make sure I don't get ahead of the investigators and what they're doing.
It just seems weird. People, they're low. They fly fairly low, some of these. I think is amazing that the White House has no idea what's going on. I think that makes people feel really unsettled. In New Jersey,
yeah, it does. It does make people feel very unsettled. This is literally listening to a guy, and I'm not trying to brag, but I've had some expert experience with con artists. Yeah, it's been delightful. And this just strikes me exactly as like, no, yeah, I know you saw me with her, and I know that I was actually kissing her, but that's, my friend. And I'm in therapy and we're doing the best that we can. And oh my gosh, this guy. The left is gonna all, like, not all of them. There's some good people on the left. Do not lump them all together, Leah, the way that they do to us. Okay. All right. I just had a conversation with myself. All right, I'm going to show you this little clip of somebody on Nextdoor here in Colorado, and this was in Boulder, but I saw a bunch of them last night. I wish I had kept them all on Nextdoor so I could show you, but I'm going to show you this one because this was weird, but I like I said, I've seen a lot, and actually I've seen some, but I just didn't grab my high-tech phone, which it's a good phone, but it's whatever. It's not going to take the best video, but anyway, you can tell. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, you see that bad boy? You see that bad boy? And these guys are training everybody to gaslight, because even if people were getting in fights on Nextdoor, they're like, that's just a kid's toy or something, just shooting flames in the sky, no big deal. Who cares? What's the big deal? You guys, this has gotten so ridiculous. I'm so glad that Trump actually takes action and knows how to get things done. Trump was like, shoot them down. If we don't know what it is, shoot it down. If they're not legally up there, shoot it down. Why don't we know? It took me a lot to not do that pun. Okay, we know that these people are trained to not take responsibility. These people are trained to lie and then say that they're not lying. At least they could lie better. I mean, they're really bad liars. They really think that we're absolutely stupid. They are so good at this. Oh, I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe a little bit. Okay. So if you want to see some expert sloughing off, I did a video earlier today on the NBC interview with Trump, and this lady just sloughs off all the facts like all of them do. But if you want to see her sloughing off Trump, talking about how Hillary's emails, all the emails that they destroyed, and she just sloughs it off. Well, they denied that. They denied that. If you really want to see more power of the slough, then watch this. Oh, and subscribe. Did I mention? Please subscribe. Subscribe. It will make me happier, even though there's drones in the sky that we don't know. And I didn't do the pun again, so you should subscribe just for that. Okay, thank you. Love you long time. Bye.